Firing full of goals on Wednesday night. Is this the biggest problem for this Manchester United squad right now?
Yeah, it's the same interview that we've heard from the manager. He's obviously frustrated.
It's very difficult for him to
of course,
keep answering those same questions.
Absolutely. I'm not knocking him for that. I'm just making a point about it. We've heard it all before. They don't score enough goals. He talked about aggression. They've had one shot on target. No goal tonight. No goal against West Ham. He's talking about, obviously, Europe, but this was a league game. You've got to focus on the league, what we're talking about. Talks about what they can do in the final third, but that's the most important part of football. Obviously, you've got to defend properly. And you've got to be aggressive. Like when you look at the goal, if you want to analyse the goal, Garnacho just runs by him. James, he doesn't even tackle him. He doesn't be aggressive. So they have a problem, and they've got no striker. Hojlund tonight looked like a young kid for Chelsea. He looked like he'd just come out of the academy. His runs weren't right. His timing, his hold-up play. Again, if you're a striker for playing for Man United, you walk up, you know how to even for the whole team, one shot on target. It's just.
But do you think he would be better with more quality around him?
Well, we can't make an excuse for him. We talk about confidence, but you still think when you're a striker up there, you've got to make something happen sometimes. And what the big clubs have, and United have always had, strikers who can produce something by themselves, even if they're not getting great service. They produce something because they've got quality, they've got a bit of desire, determination, a bit of experience, football intelligence. We don't see that with Hojlund. So United are up against it all the time. Obviously, he needs a little bit of support, but my goodness, sometimes you've got to just do a bit better. I think he got a ball in the first half on the edge of the box, and he didn't even know he wasn't even in the right body position to take a shot, and he knocks it back. He should be getting it on goal.
So we've talked about this summer, and we've heard this language of being brave this summer from Ruben Amorim. If that means a big turnover of players, how many of this Manchester United group would you have a not for sale sign on?
Well, truthfully, obviously you'd have to be realistic. You're not going to get everyone of it. People like Bruno and listen, it's the ones just the ones.
Bruno or.
Well, Bruno's always on springs to mind because obviously he's a brilliant player. But of course, there's a few you have to go on to. Just talk about Garnacho. You look at Maguire. They've got new players who come into the club. They need time to settle in. Obviously, the big decision on the goalkeeper. You need a world-class striker, but. It's who comes in for these players.
So would you fight to keep some of these younger ones that have been talked about? Garnacho, Kobe Mainoo, Rasmus Højlund?
No. I wouldn't be on them three. I wouldn't be hanging my hat on them three to get Man United. Mainoo comes on tonight. I watched him closely. He's strolling around the place. Some of his passes were sloppy. So when you're on about coming on the pitch, Garnacho is very he's immature. He plays in little moments, but he doesn't do enough. Again, we spoke before the programme. You want players for the big clubs, you turn up week in, week out. And he doesn't do that. He's got a bit of talent. He makes some good runs and he threatens him behind. And on his good day, you think, listen, I like what I see. But he's got too many bad days. And Højlund, in his defence, I think he should have probably been a backup striker, third or fourth choice, and learn his trade off 2 or 3 brilliant strikers. The fact when he came to the club that he was going to be the main man, he's not good enough. He's certainly obviously lacking in confidence and belief, and he's not surrounded by brilliance either. So there's the problems that we've spoken about United all season are still there. Now, if people think they can fix that in one summer, then that's not going to happen.
But is that the kind of bravery, the brave decisions that United need to make?
Manchester United's 1-0 defeat to Chelsea has sparked a storm of criticism, and Roy Keane led the charge with a brutally honest assessment of the team's performance. The former United captain was visibly furious during his post-match analysis, calling out the players for what he described as a pathetic display. Keane focused much of his anger on striker Rasmus Højlund, questioning his presence and impact throughout the game. According to Keane, Hojlund looked out of place and lacked the aggression and sharpness needed to compete at the highest level. He's not holding the ball up, he's not making intelligent runs, and worst of all, he looks like he doesn't believe he belongs here. At Manchester United, that's unacceptable, Keane said. The frustration didn't stop there. Keane criticized the entire squad for their lack of character and urgency, suggesting that many players were hiding and playing without purpose. He pointed to the absence of leadership on the pitch and the general disconnection between the team and the club's values. This is not the Manchester United I know. There's no fire, no hunger, no leadership. It's as if they've accepted mediocrity, and that's the most worrying part. Keane also raised doubts about the impact of new manager Ruben Amorim, saying that even a top tactical mind would struggle to inspire a squad that appears so mentally fragile and inconsistent. Managers can only do so much. These players have to take responsibility. Week in, week out, they're letting the club down, and it's becoming a habit. As United's struggles continue, Keane's fierce words reflect the growing frustration among fans who are desperate to see a turnaround. Whether the players will respond remains to be seen, but the pressure is mounting, and fast.